Crystals. Of course. Crash Bandicoot 2. Cortex Strikes Back.
After the huge success of Crash Bandicoot back in 1996, a sequel was bound to be made. So in 1997, Halloween 1997 to be exact, Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back was released. Imagine going trick-or-treating and instead of getting candy, some guy or old fuck gives you a copy of Crash 2.
Yeah, fuck you!
The story takes place right after the first game. Cortex falls to Wumpa Islands and finds a power source for a space station, power crystals. A year has passed and Cortex's new assistant, Engine, told him that they need more crystals to fully power up the space station, but there's no allies left to do the job for him. So he uses Crash to get the job done, tricking him, saying that he needs the crystals to prevent a tragedy that will destroy the planet. Throughout the game, Crash's sister Coco keeps telling him that Cortex is tricking him. Even though she tells you this, you learn about it a little more as the game progresses. So the name of the game is to collect every crystal in the game and every gem if you plan on going 100%, which I'll get to later. Now right off the bat, you can see the massive improvement in terms of pretty much everything. Almost everything that was done in the first game was done much better here. First of all, the graphics are way better now, much smoother, much cleaner, and it just looks so goddamn good. Also, the controls feel much less stiff and more tight now, which is great. The music is a lot better and has some great and memorable songs like Turtle Woods, the Snow Levels, or even the warping music. The music in this game is so freaking good. Also, it's much more fast paced than the first one, which makes the gameplay a lot more fun. And remember the dumbass checkpoint and save system in the first game? Well, they fixed that big time here. For the checkpoint system, not only is there a box count to tell how many boxes you break, but you don't have to do them all without dying. Yeah, you can die as many times as you want and the checkpoint will still save the amount of boxes you break in each level. And for the save feature, instead of doing ton of bonus stages, all you gotta do is stand at a certain point of the warp room and boom, your progress is saved. In fact, Tona isn't even in the game. I'm assuming because she looked inappropriate for a game targeted towards kids, so they replaced her with Coco. As for the bonus levels, they're in every single level, with boxes that are required for the gems. Speaking of boxes, there are new boxes introduced in this game. Locked boxes, which you only break by belly flopping, and nitro boxes. You touch them once and you'll die. Crash got some new abilities he can do, like I mentioned belly flop, crawling, and best of them all, sliding. Killing an enemy by a slide is so damn satisfying. Plus slide jump and slide spin are both goated, and many people use them for speedruns. The difficulty in this game is much easier than the first one. Maybe too easy. Yeah, there's no way around it. Crash 2 is actually pretty fucking easy. Even going for 100% is pretty easy. In fact, you can actually 100% the game in one go without doing much backtracking. However, the entire game isn't easy. Like, there's some challenges here and there. Like, for example, besides bonus levels, some levels have death routes. If you reach that platform without dying, you get access to the death routes. They are much more challenging and intense than the regular level, and they do require some practice. Crash 2 also has some secret paths that have some boxes, and they are pretty challenging as well. But the levels do get pretty difficult as the game continues, more so Warp Room 5's levels. There's also some variety in terms of gameplay in this game. Like Crash can ride on a polar bear, ride on a jetboard, and ride on a jetpack, which are easily the worst levels in the game. The controls are terrible. You manually control Crash, but it feels so goddamn awkward. And one of the levels, the crystal is hidden. Why? Ugh, fuck the jetpack levels, I don't care. As for the bosses, they're still easy, but they're forgiving because they're at least fun. The best boss of all of them has to be Engine. His fight was actually pretty freaking challenging. Even though I played through the trilogy a lot, I would still have trouble playing this boss fight. I wish the final boss was like this. You want to see the final boss of Crash 2? Okay, here.
You haven't seen the last of me, Crash Bandicoot!
I'm not kidding. That's the whole fight. Nothing else. When I first played this game, I thought this is just the first part of the fight, and the second part was much harder or some shit like that. But no, that's the whole fight. go through 5 warp rooms just for not only a dull and easy boss fight, but a really short one too. But that's not even the biggest problem with this game. The backtracking is. It might be worse than the first one. I know I said earlier that you can 100% the game without much backtracking. Yeah, I didn't say without any backtracking. And you don't really backtrack a whole lot to Warp Room 4. Now that's when the backtracking shows its ugly face. Honestly, I can go on about how obnoxious the backtracking is. Like how on levels like Piston Away or Dignit, where you have to be very careful on the decision you make when it comes to either going to the death route path or the normal path. But I can summarize everything wrong with backtracking in just one level. Cold Hard Crash. There's a fuck ton of boxes in this level. And not even just the regular level and the bonus level. You have no idea how annoying it is to get the gem in this level. Hidden boxes, death routes that contain nitros and ice physics, hidden gem that you gotta be careful when you get it, an exclamation box that requires you to backtrack all the way back to the beginning of the fucking death route to go back to the regular level to get those boxes. Holy shit, there's way too much to do in this level. But once you get those gems, you feel like you're on top of the fucking world. I can promise you that. The last thing to talk about in this game are the gems. Gems actually mean something to the story a little bit. You need to get gems for Embryo so he can fully power up his super laser to destroy Cortex space station. Yeah, one of the villains you fought in the first game is now a good guy, I guess? I don't even know. I did say it was easier to get the gems due to the fixed checkpoint system and gameplay style, but not all the gems. Keep in mind, some require you to get all the boxes in the death routes or other paths that you only have access to if you get a certain color gem. That reminds me, getting the color gems in this game is actually pretty interesting. The blue gem you get by beating the first level without breaking any boxes. The red gem you can actually get it early in Snow Go. Green and purple gems you get by secret paths in their respective levels. And yellow gem and plant food by pretty much doing the same shit as what you would do when you get the second gem in Hang 8. Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back is a massive improvement over the original that excels at just about everything. Even though the backtracking can eat ass, the final boss can also eat ass. The fact that the game is easy can also eat ass.
Shut the
It's a great fucking game. If Crash 1 didn't grab your attention, then I can 100% say with confidence that Crash 2 will grab your attention. What's next?
Give me the mask! With it I shall take over the world! Come on!